Does this work, or is it going to randomly disconnect on me again? Is it actually working? If it gets to 20 seconds and doesn't die, then I guess that means I'm doing something right now. I don't even know if I want to do this now. It's about like, what, 50 minutes setting this up? Yeah. Apparently it's working. So does that mean I finally got it working? Thank you, ChatGPT, for telling me how to freaking fix all that bullshit. But man, that was still a pain. It's too much of a pain. I don't think I want to do this right now. I should check to make sure this is actually working though. Right, so if I go to my channel, how does YouTube work? And I go to like my channel. Does it say I am? Yes, it says I'm live. Can I listen to myself? There's going to be an echo for the nobody watching. Right, so if I go to my channel, and if I click bubbles, how does YouTube work? Do I see the chat? And I go to like my channel. Does it say I am? Yes, it says I'm live. Can I listen to myself? There's going to be an echo for the nobody watching. Right, so if I go to my channel, and if I click bubbles, how does YouTube work? I don't see it. Do I see the chat? And I go to like my channel. Does it say I am? Yes, it says I'm live. Can I listen to myself? Can I pop out this chat for the nobody watching? Right, so if I go to my channel, and if I click bubbles. Oh, I do see it. It's so delayed though. I don't see it. See the chat. I go to like my channel. Does it say I am? But if I say bubbles here, can I pop out this chat? It's immediate. If I click bubbles. Oh, I do see it. It's so delayed though. So there's a huge delay on that chat. So I should use this chat. Close this. But if I say bubbles here, can I pop out this chat? It's immediate. I can pop out this chat. Oh, I do see it. It's so delayed though. So there's a huge delay on that chat. So I should use this chat. Close this. But if I say bubbles here, can I pop out this chat? It's immediate. I can pop out this chat. Oh, I do see it. It's so delayed though. So there's a huge delay on that chat. So I should use this chat. Close this. But if I say bubbles here, can I pop out this chat? It's immediate. I wonder, is that delay in the pop-out, is that caused because, farts, is that caused because, I was typing into it immediately and therefore I saw it immediately? Or is that caused because it's actually, there's actually a difference in delay? Because it doesn't necessarily matter which I use, right? I mean, it only matters if there actually is a difference in delay. But that would require an example of somebody else chatting to see if there's a difference in delay. And I could set that up, but that sounds complicated. Out of curiosity, if I close this, could I still keep using it? If I close this. This is still here, and I can still say A plus B equals C. And then if I go back to my channel, and I click it again, the chat is still there. So it does work. And it should be the same either way. Oh, but now I wonder, now if I click D equals E over here, D equals E, And then I go over to this one. Oh, it was instant. It was instant. So this one, like, is modern. Okay. Or is it because they're meant to be the exact same? Interesting. We're learning things. Okay, okay, okay. Sure, yeah, sure, sure. Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do this? Sure, I can try doing this. I was gonna do this earlier. Now it's gonna compete with the tournament or whatever, which was not my intention. How many people are in this tournament, by the way? It's their first one. I knew it was gonna end up like conflicting as soon as I saw the tournament start date, and I'm like, well, F me, but I'll do it anyways. I'll do it anyways. I'm gonna go to content. Oh, how do I do this? How does one do this? I have to go to my page, history. I have to click this. Click this. Copy. And then I go, oh, what should I say? What's the clickbaity way to say this? Could it be? Is a top 10? Sure. Is a top 10 ranked player on the Naruto card game simulator. Is a top 10 ranked player on the Naruto card game simulator streaming his gameplay? He is. I'm using an alt account though. So I don't throw my ELO. If I end up playing badly when I try to talk and play at the same time. I'm not intending to play worse, but apologies if it happens. Be going over replays between games to examine any interesting points and answer any about my play if anyone has them. Answer any questions about my play if anyone has them. Anything else I need to say? Oh yeah. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. So this is the part where I... Ah, that's some nice music. I suppose a normal streamer might wait, but I spent a bunch of time even setting this up, so I don't want to wait. In which case, actually, this is the wrong music. Switch. Okay, we're gonna play some basic Naruto today, because I like Naruto. It'll be interesting to see how many people are just gonna play ladder versus how many people are gonna, Oh, I got a game immediately. Okay. There's how many people actually go to the tournament. Let's see. I think if I have this many, I should set. I'm playing Naruto. I'm also playing on my alt account, because I don't want to accidentally fuck up by playing worse or whatever. I also think that, oh, Maxi, this guy's really highly ranked. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I also think Sasuke is just kind of better than Naruto right now, but I'm playing with my alt account anyways, and I enjoy Naruto, so fuck it. I'll have to see after this if the audio settings are kind of bad, but we should just attack. He took the attack. We don't want to summon another attack because we don't want a Minato here because it could, you know, run into bullshit. So we'll just we'll attack with Naruto first, and then we'll summon our other Naruto. We could Gamma, but that seems bad. Save our other stuff and just end turn. We have a pretty good open, I'll say that. I think Naruto's disadvantaged against Sasuke because Naruto can brick more, but we didn't really brick, so as long as we continue to not brick, I think we're okay. That's a huge mistake. That's a huge throw, because I could kill Jugo with Hinata. I don't have Hinata, but that's a huge throw, isn't it? And you're really good rated? Maybe you don't have a way to use Jugo here. No, you had a way to use Jugo. What a throw! I could have Hinata'd. Okay, that was definitely a misplay. I can't punish it, though. I don't Shikamaru here. I just take it. He's gonna Chidori? That's totally fine. He Jugos and then Chidori's his own board? Really? Why would he do that? He had a fine board. It's because he has no protection? He's terrified because he has no protection. That has to be what that means, right? So maybe I can go heavy. He already just used a Chidori. And I have a Lightning Blade for a second Chidori. So if he's saying he doesn't have protection, then I should just go in here, right? I should be like super aggressive? Let's try it. Because like, why would you Chidori in that position? He must have no protection, right? That's kind of protection, but not really. He might be setting up for a Sasuke, but that's fine. Do we attack here? We already summoned. Or do we want to reset our chakra? He's again put himself in a position, though, where a board wipe is not advantageous for him, so I don't think I have to worry too much about overexerting my chakra. I'll keep the Shikamaru in hand. I don't want to clog the back row. I think we can attack. I don't see myself using 4 chakra. And then we end turn. I was thinking I had 2 Minatos in hand that I could be like, oh, I can double Minato him, but no. If I had 2 Gamma Buntas, I could have done that. We'll allow that. If he attacks with Karin, then I'm gonna play this. He probably doesn't Koto me because he left himself tapped, but maybe he will. He's gonna Suigetsu. That's not too bad. Sure. He protected his Karin. So he's gonna Sasuke, right? Probably. He did have a Sasuke. Going for Gamma Bunta there was probably wrong. It's debatable, because like he telegraphed that he didn't have protection, but in that case we should Shikamaru here. Yeah, if he has no protection and I get something good off the top, then this is a good Shikamaru. Plus I have a backup Shikamaru. He had a Koto. That's a really good Koto. Okay. If I let myself with a Lightning Blade, maybe I should have done that. That's always the question is, like, do I expect that I'm going to want a Lightning Blade that turn? And I didn't think so, but it might have actually been a pretty good Lightning Blade. Still, it seems like he probably doesn't have much, unless he drew into it. Okay, he played a Sasuke. He does have no protection. Oh, man. Okay, well, we have to reset. And then, obviously, we have to do this. Well, we don't have to do this, but it seems like a good idea. Yeah. I'll play out the Minato. And then we'll just set our other stuff. So if we can... This is tough. I don't know if I was supposed to play Minato there. It's tough because we're low on life. We want to be careful about dying to an enemy Sasuke. He seems a little bricked up. I think I Shikamaru here. Because he's already attacking, so... This gives me lethal next turn. Which... I'm low-ish on resources, so I'm going to do it. Is that going to hit? Oh, it did hit. If I get gas from the top of my deck, I can still win. With 2 lightning blades... I should win this. Well, it depends. Like, does he have much more protection? No, there's no way, because he's only drawing 2 cards a turn. How much more protection could he have? Oh my god, that's so lucky. Give me an EX Naruto. I can still win with an EX Naruto. Ah! Okay. Hold on. Can I still win with an EX Naruto? I have to be... Yes, I can. Just barely. Okay, cool. I can't believe Sasuke bricked. That usually does not happen. And Maxie's really highly rated too. Oh, by knocking down Maxie, I got him closer to my level, I guess. He wants a rematch. I was gonna look at the replay. I was curious how bricked up he was, but sure. Oh, oh god, this is totally unplayable. It's got a bunch of gas, but there's no protection. Ooh, full combo. Oh my god, did he brick again? I feel so bad. How does this happen twice in a row? What? And he's playing on his main account. I'm just playing on an alt. I don't care about these games. I mean, I care. I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to win, but I'm playing on my alt on purpose because I know that I'm going to play worse when I talk and play at the same time. Do we open with Ino? If this was against Naruto, I think you could open with Ino, but it's against Sasuke, and they could, like, Sasuke down my guy. So I actually think it's not wrong to open with this, and it doesn't telegraph that, you know, she could Cho combo. Yeah, we'll shadow this. That's fine. Just playing a lightning blade. Yeah, I gotta try this. If he Koto's after a lightning blade, it puts him pretty low in chakra. Granted, he's got like nothing, but... Okay. Where did all those face down cards come from? He had nothing last turn. What the fuck? You dirty cheater. I mean, okay, so we try it. This is interesting. Do I want to buff up my Minato so that he can attack from trash? Probably. Activate ability. And then, do we kill his 6/6? That's a good question. How much do we do? 3, 5, 7, 9. Who kills his 6/6? One of my 2 attackers. So let's just attack. And then if he goes for a double, there's not a great way to play around. If he's got the double clear card, if he happened to top deck into it, there's not a great way to play around that. I think I just used my Hinatas for that and just attack face. Because it is a Sasuke, it's not a Naruto. We don't have to worry too much about crazy aggression. He does have it. He does have it. It is what it is. There's just no good way to play around it, and I don't want to waste the Ino buff, right? So... there's the Karin. Sure. And then, I already did this, so I'm going to do it again. There's a world where you tribute over Shikamaru, but... and then... use a leader effect. Now, do I clear the 6/6? I have Hinatas to clear the big guys, so and Hinatas can't target EX cards anyways, so I'd rather just hit face. I can go one turn just using a single Hinata, right? I should probably allow myself to use 2 Hinatas here. Let's see. What's the worst that could happen? If he's bricked up a little bit, he probably has a Sasuke EX, right? He's trying to clear with attacks. We'll go for the A trigrams. He's gonna Suigetsu. He's gonna Suigetsu, is he? Thinking. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Dang. I don't think this is a very good Hinata. But it's 3 life. I'm playing off the top of the deck. I really need like a Naruto or something to recover. I'll do it. He's gonna Koto that. Okay. Oh man. Oh, does he have another Koto? Because there's only one play here, right? There's only one play here, given the kind of board I'm facing. So let's hope he has another Koto. He has no hand. Did he get the second Koto? If he did, then sucks to suck for me. Oh my god, he got it. Well, there you go. It's over. Yep. I mean, I can set this, but it's not going to matter. He's got 1,000,000 damage. What if I had cleared one of his... Would it have mattered? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I could just leave the game, but I'll let him just end it. But yeah, so could I want to look at that game as well to see if I could have done anything differently. I feel like having double Koto there just kind of like was the nuts, and I couldn't do much about it, but. Yeah, so, who wants a best of 3? Okay, sure, I'll accept the best of 3. Could I have played... I'm gonna look at that last game, and see if I could have played it better. Because, I don't know, maybe. I might have been able to play it better. I don't know. Anyways, I even had the Inoshika Cho combo to start, and it wasn't good enough. Yeah, I gotta look at that game again. Let's see. There's an argument to just sink on the Jugo, you know? Like... You just don't want to deal with that BS. What if he misplays, though? He could misplay. Last game he misplayed. And I didn't have the Hinata to punish him for it. Let's say if he misplays again. He didn't misplay this time. Of course, now I can punish him for it, and I freaking... Okay. We still do it. We still do it. It's such a high value target. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna want the Choji for next turn. Because I want the Choji to attack into the Jugo. That is fine. Well, he got rid of the Jugo. So, egg on my face. The Naruto deck sometimes has a lot of double summon fields. The Sasuke deck often doesn't. Then again, this is a pretty good Rasengan. Is he summoned? He hasn't. I'll let it through. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna hit face and then go for our Rasengan. And then we play the Rasengan. So he gets you on what? Probably on his Sasuke. I think that's a mistake, though. Well, it's debatable if it's a mistake, but here's why it's punishable, right? Because he's sideways. I can kill it. Let's set this. And then he's wide open, so... And I have a Choji if I draw a Naruto EX. So I think I will go for this. Recovery. Leader effect. Hit him in the face. Game 2, I had a second Ino. I wonder if it was correct to hold back longer for like a even bigger Ino Shikacho play. He's just gonna attack. Even with 2 chakra used. That's interesting. Interesting. Does he succeed? Does he mark something down? Wait, he hit me? Cannot opponent. Oh, no, he hit me not to Namikaze. What did he... I gotta get better about this. I generally don't look at what Itachi is revealing. I should be. Sasuke Uchiha N014. Here's the problem. I'm really bad at card numbers. Which Sasuke Uchiha... Hold on, he's got one in his trash. This is N014. Okay, so he's got... I gotta pay attention. I'm really bad about this. Look at what they're revealing. That means he's got, on the top of his deck, he's got the Itachi with the fancy summon. So, we have the ability to do some damage here. And he's only got 1 back row. So I should probably go for it. We don't have protection, is the sucky thing. So I think it's wrong to go for it. That's the problem with the Naruto EX. If you don't have protection, it's not great to go for him prematurely, whereas the Sasuke isn't as bad because you're killing something when you do it, right? That's great. Sure. That is A-okay in my book. Set this face down. I think. Now he doesn't have protection. So I probably should go for it. But I don't want to go too wide of a board because I don't have protection. I know he's got the fancy Sasuke, but he's been through 2 Suigetsus. It's still possible. Yeah, we'll set this. And we'll also... I'm thinking about going for Choji and just going wide. Obviously, it loses hard to Chidori. And we haven't seen any... I can't do it. I can't do it. Alright, so we're going to summon. I think the extra 3 damage is not really worth it. We'll just attack. And we'll end turn. Because I think the way you use your EX cards, primarily, is you get extra burst damage on top of the damage you've already done. With Sasuke, you can use it to remove a threat, so you're able to use it more just liberally. But you have to be conservative with your EX Naruto, because the whole point is more burst damage, generally. So if you haven't really been attacking with anything that turn, then it doesn't really make sense to change over for it. Even though I could have gotten a free attack in, it's still not really worth it, which is hard to conceptualize, but I think that's correct. I will do this, because I know he has an EX Sasuke, and I don't want to give him an easy, thing. I don't want to give him an easy EX Sasuke summon if he just, like, summons a Taka. He's gonna let it through. He's got a Jugo. He's got a back row. What is that? 2, 5, 6, 9. It's not lethal. But it's close. Attack. He's used 1 Orochimaru. I really don't want to get furked by another Orochimaru. Let's see. 2, 5. I'm thinking about 3, 5. We can rebuild. I'm just trying to think if there's a great way to play around the second Orochimaru. Not with this hand. We have some protection. I don't want to play too hard into a board wipe, though. Yeah, I don't want to play too... So we'll just attack. Because I would be playing into a board wipe if I played out another card anyways. Yeah. I thought he might do this, but, like, it's fine. Because to play around it would mean to play into a board wipe. Which I don't want to do that either. We're gonna attack. Now, do I play Naruto? We're a bit low on life. I know he's got EX Sasuke in hand, which means I know he can commit the EX Sasuke. I could Rasengan, but that feels premature. If we draw another EX Naruto, we can win without giving him a free EX Sasuke. Yeah, I don't want to let him get his EX Sasuke value. Because if I'm playing the Naruto, I'm just saying, hey, EX Sasuke me, right? I know he has it. No, that's fine. That is also fine. So I know I can blow this up, so I should blow it up. Let's get a... We could do a potential of... Okay, let's get a Naruto on board. Let's get this face down. And then we should probably recover so that we can use this. As much as I would love to do 1 damage, I should recover. Now, he could potentially do his EX Sasuke here, but now I have Shikamaru as a decent answer to it. If I attacked, though, no. It's debatable. I want to leave these both live, especially because if he Kotos me, which I don't think you've seen me use Kotos in this game. If he Kotos me, then I want to have, like, a double answer. I could Shikamaru that. But then he might just blow me up. I have lethal without Shikamaru. Now I don't. Fucking Itachi. What did he reveal? He's revealing NO14. Oh, wait, I have lethal again. Hold on, do I have a Minato? I do. Okay, I suddenly just got a bunch of bursts. We now have 8 damage. 3, 6, 8. So what's the correct way of doing this? How much is he likely to be able to block? Because we can do 3, 6, 8, 9. Which means he needs to be able to block 2 things. So it's worth taking a chance on, I would say. We should still probably keep all of this. Yeah. We'll do it this way. Oh, no, we can't do it that way. Don't be stupid. Okay, we should do Choji then. And then we do another one. Does he have nothing? Maybe he has a Karin, but that's not good enough. I mean, what could he have that he wouldn't have already used, right? Disconnector? Are you really a disconnector? Is Maxi really a disconnector? Like, I'm fine if they leave the game. I'm also fine if they just let me play it out. But disconnecting? That feels rude. Maybe they're playing on their phone. That still feels rude. You know? Must they play on the phone? But okay, so I think I will go over those games. I just want to quickly check. I'm going to be in another tab for a second. Maybe I should stay on the tab in case they reconnect. They try to be sneaky about it. I should have my live stream in another tab just to check. Is there anyone viewing? How do I tell? One watching? Is that one me? How does anything work? But yeah, I feel a bit bad for them because they bricked up a couple times, but I also feel bad for them because I'm playing on my alt account, so my ELO is much lower, which means they take a bigger hit when they lose to me. So I feel bad for that reason, but at the same time, I mean, I'm playing a disadvantage. I'm playing Naruto. I gotta look at game 2 again. I had the Ino Shikacho, and somehow I lost that game. Maybe I should have held for a double Ino Shikacho play. Is that correct? I haven't often been put in that position where I'm like, maybe it's correct to hold for the double Ino Shikacho. But yeah, the disconnecting is just pretty rude. I think that's something that commonly happens on mobile, but like people on mobile tend to do it. Hold on. Let's switch this song up for a second. Where is it? Where is sources? There we go. Ah, that was a bunch of non-stop gaming. I want to look at some of those games. We essentially played a best of 3. So, if I go to... Let's just go to leaderboard. This is me, Renegade 68. Did I just knock him out from above me? No. Maybe? Okay, so I'm Renegade 67 right now. And I just faced Max C. What's Max C's rank? 876. Rank 7th. Oh, I just knocked him down to just above me. Although there's still a pretty big gap. Because I have to play more games. I just do a lot of testing on other stuff. If I, like, really grinded my main account, I think I could be higher by now, but... I'm actually 7th. Because Sung Jin Kim is, like, not real. I mean, they're real, but they're, like, not real, you know? But anyways, I'll look at that game. Those games. So, like, they're all... I'll probably take a quick look at all of them, but this one I won. I won, but did I make any mistakes despite winning, you know? Actually, should look at it from this perspective. He starts by looking, I think that's correct. What does he put back? He puts back the Manda. And then what does he play? He plays the Jugo. See, that's not bad, but I think there's an argument to... That's not bad, but I think there's an argument to... Because I already have a Naruto committed, when you... when I already have a Naruto committed, it's not bad to actually make a Manda play. Manda you can get a bit clogged on if you see too many Mandas and just have nothing to do with them. Whereas you can always pair a Jugo with, like... Now, yeah, you could always pair a Jugo with something else to go into an EX Sasuke. So I think I would have rather Manda'd here. You could also Manda into Jugo, but that's maybe a bit too heavy committing. But you do have something to back it up. I think Jugo's not a bad play here, but I would have committed a little harder because I, as the first player, already have the Naruto. He sets the Shidori. I think I agree with that. You want to have a decent number of back row to scare your opponent. So I think this is correct. Like, in this case, I have, like, he has no real back row to prevent me from just attacking. But, like, I don't know that because he sets it all, right? And, you know, the less you set, the more likely I am playing against you to think, I can just go in. So, I think this is correct on his end. And what the fuck did I do? Attacked. Attacked. Yeah. This is a case where I could have theoretically went in with Minato, but the thing is that if you attack with Minato here, you really get blown out by, the Orochimaru Shikamaru, not Orochimaru, but yeah, the thing. You get blown out. You don't want to get blown out, but getting blown out is bad. So, yeah, I still agree with my play on this end. And I win this game anyways, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about my own play, but it's still worth considering. Now what does he decide to do? There's no way... Yeah, he Lightning Blades here. Was this a misplay or something? Or a misclick? Oh, no, that's right. I read that he had no protection. And that's why he decided to Shidori. And I read that correctly. He had no real protection. Yeah, so I read that totally correctly. He had no protection. I just had no way to punish, unfortunately. He attacks first. Which is a huge mistake, because I could have Hinata'd him. Like, even if he's planning to do Shidori, I think you still want to get the Sasuke off of your deck, right? Because he put a Sasuke on his deck, right? He did. There's also an argument for, well, unless you're going to attack with Jugo. I would say as Sasuke, sometimes you want to maybe attack first, just to see what you're dealing with before you use your leader ability, but if you're going to Jugo, then no. Still though, if you care about Jugoing out what's on top of your deck, you should attack with the Jugo first, so you can't get Hinata. Because if you can Hinata a Jugo without them getting a chance to summon off of the Jugo, that's great Hinata value. You normally don't get that. And yeah, and then they decide that they have no protection, so they want a Chidori. That is respectable. I could have punished them pretty hard if they didn't do that. I had the ability to do like 6, 8, 10 damage, 11 damage. It wouldn't have been lethal because I have the Karin. But considering that, I think it makes sense for them to Chidori here. Then again, I don't think it does make sense. Actually, here's what I think they should have done. Just attack the Naruto. Like, yes, my board is really threatening, but like, Jugo is such a strong presence. I feel like this is such an early Chidori, and it's such a bad Chidori. It's negative value for them. I think it makes more sense to attack my Naruto, which is already rested. Naruto is doing 3 damage, Jugo's doing 2 damage, just eliminate the Naruto. And then suddenly my board's not super threatening anymore, right? I think that makes more sense than using the Chidori when it's negging yourself, personally. I wonder if I could have let that through. Or, I wonder if, seeing that they're going to Chidori, I wonder if I should have Lightning Bladed this. Because if I Lightning Blade, I didn't, because I'm like, well, they're negging themselves. But I do wonder about the idea of it, because if they're doing this, then theoretically they're desperate, which I picked up on. And if they are desperate, then maybe I should take advantage of that. So maybe I should have like responded with Lightning Blade against Chidori. Maybe that was correct here, because if I'm reading that Moxie's a good opponent, and they're really high rank, so they should be, then why the heck would they do this? They do it because they have no protection and they don't want to take all this damage. I would argue Jugo should have just attacked the Naruto in that case, but because they didn't, because they were planning to wipe the board anyways, I should have been like, that's terrible, let me do this. However, if I had done that, they have this Sasuke. So they could just summon this Sasuke and kill my Naruto and kill the board anyways. Yeah, from that perspective, I think letting it wipe is correct. Because if I don't let it wipe, yeah, because like, they'll just summon this Sasuke I think, yeah. It's tough because it's such a weird Chidori for him to do. Like, I think it makes more sense, if he's going to do that, instead of, maybe if I respond with Lightning Blade, that he uses Sasuke instead, EX Sasuke, just use the EX Sasuke in the first place, would be my thought. But, you know. And what's he set? He just sets the Karin, right. So he does have no protection. I just can't punish him much. I saw the 2 Minatos in my hand and got excited, but there's only 1 Gamma Bunta. If it was 2 Gamma Buntas, that's more exciting. Does it make sense to go in here because I know he has no protection? The problem is I can't punish much. And there's always a possibility he has a board wipe. Well, I just saw his board wipe. So, I think, and I don't have a Choji though, is the thing. I don't have anything, I have a Shikamaru. But like, if my board gets wiped, how can I reestablish an EX Naruto play, right? I do think it makes sense to go in assuming that he has like no protection, given that he board wiped in such a bad spot, but did he have any other way to use EX Sasuke, by the way? Yeah, he had his Suigetsu in reserve, because that was risky. I could have decided to like stop that or something, but if he has the Suigetsu, then it's fine. Right, and then I go for an attack here. Instead of restanding my chakra. How important was it to keep all of these live? I think I ended up regretting this, right? I let that one through. Yeah, and then I go for this. And then he Suigetsu's me. And I'm like, Suigetsu's fine because I'm still getting a 2-for-1, so I'm not going to Lightning Blade that. Although, if I did Lightning Blade that, He still has his normal summon, though, so... he had a Taka Sasuke in hand. The fact that this counts as Taka is so good for the deck. Yeah, he had a Taka Sasuke in hand, so he still could have wiped me. Well, no, because if I had used Lightning Blade and negated the Suigetsu, that means he wouldn't have been able to save the Karin, and that means he would have only had his normal summon for the turn. He doesn't even have it. He does have his Koto Atamatsu. And he just reset his chakra, right? He did, but in this position, he was in a bad spot if he wanted to Koto Akamatsu. So I could have considered Lightning Blading if I wanted to play around him playing EX Sasuke. How relevant was that? Should I have seriously considered that? I know he still has his normal summon for the turn, but then to play an EX Sasuke alongside that, he would need to have like another Suigetsu. And if he has another Suigetsu, sure, he can play it. Is it worth the Lightning Blade? Because Lightning Blade is such an important card, but maybe it is worth it. Because this basically gives him the EX Sasuke. Did I know he had the EX Sasuke? Did he, Itachi me earlier in this game? Was this an Itachi game? Hold on. Did he ever Itachi me? In this game? I don't think so. No, I don't think he did. Was just double checking. No, he didn't. But yeah, so if I Lightning Blade this and he Koto Akamatsu's, he screws his chakra for like a whole round. Granted, Koto Akamatsu is the only thing he had set. Still, I should try to force him into that bad position. I did end up winning this game, but maybe Lightning Blading here, forcing him to Koto in a bad way is not bad. I should have considered it. Yeah, that was maybe a worthwhile Lightning Blade. Yeah, I think I should have Lightning Blade there. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, because Lightning Blade's such an important card, and I feel like you want to save it for blowouts. And this is not an obvious blowout, but if it gives him his EX Sasuke, it might have been worth it. Interesting. And then he gets a chance to refresh his chakra. Yeah, and that's so good for him. He's going for the clear. Shikamaru. Now he Kotos, right? If I had kept my chakra open, which means he would have been at 9 life, because I wouldn't have attacked him, then I could have Lightning Bladed this, which I had considered. But I didn't do it. This hand, granted, can't really win through that, but it would have gotten close. It's such an interesting choice, deciding if you want to attack or keep your chakra fully open. Like, Naruto's racing, so I think I should have kept my chakra fully open. I think I gotta get better about keeping your chakra fully open. Yes, sometimes you want to attack to chip them down, but if you think you'll need the chakra, you probably should keep it open. It's hard to conceptualize sometimes if not attacking that one turn will cost you later, because you just never ended up using the chakra. Although sometimes leaving yourself with less chakra will convince your opponent that they can play a little harder. So it's tough, right? Now what do they have? Oh, they're bricked up. They have 2x Sasuke. There's nothing they can really do. They can Itachi me though. That's their only play. Yeah, I'm Shikamaruing because I'm counting lethal. But of course that prevents it. And that's a lucky call. What did they reveal? He revealed another Itachi. Right, but then I still win because of that. Yeah, okay. That's that game. The second game that I lost. Could I have done that better? Because I had Ino Shikacho, and I ended up being like, oh, wow. And he had a Koto in hand, but didn't set it. I think... Well, actually, wait, he didn't set anything. Oh, he's doing the... Right, okay. He went first. Interesting. Because when you go first, you don't have to worry about your opponent attacking on their first turn. So there is an option to just not set anything on your first turn, but in theory, Koto could be usable. I tend to set stuff on my first turn, but I guess he did give me a false impression that he bricked. He did not brick. I guess I gotta keep that in mind, that people sometimes will just do that. They won't set anything on their first turn if they're going first, because you don't really need to, and that's fair enough. I just don't tend to think about it. I should think about it. So that's a learned lesson. I thought he bricked, and I was like, this will be an easy win, and then somehow I ended up losing. Lesson learned in that regard. Is summoning Minato correct here? It's tough, right? Because I don't want to telegraph the Ino. Because they do have a way to punish. But, I don't know, maybe you hold the Minato, because when you play it with Rush, it's guaranteed burst damage. Granted, Ino is guaranteed burst damage with Rush if she gets her effect off, so it's fine. But I ended up drawing into a second Ino next turn, right? I ended up Shikamaruing. Wait, what did he just do? Hold on. Before he even attacked, he put his Koto back. Granted, I don't think you're necessarily going to Koto or stray Shikamaru without an Ino on board. That's the other thing, is I don't want to telegraph it. Because he could potentially Koto the Shikamaru if he sees it coming, but... Still, putting the Koto back, just so he can turn on his Itachi. I feel like in that case, you put the board wipe back. Because I don't have... Yeah, you put the board wipe back, not the Koto back. Because I don't have much of a board. There's no way... And it's not like I can summon cards on your turn. There's no way you're going to board wipe this turn. You might Koto this turn. And either case, whether you show me you have a Koto or show me you have a board wipe, both are valuable cards that... Knowing either one is valuable knowledge for me. So it's not like one is preferable over the other, right? And then he board wipes. That's such an odd board wipe. He's trying to play around Ino Shikacho. Also, once again, he has no defense. And I Lightning Blade here. I was understanding that he had no defense. The problem was that when I stop his... Yeah, I think this was a big mistake. Because it was an even trade already. I saw that he was Shidoriing in a desperate spot, and in the first game, I let it through, and that was right. And I think Hiro was supposed to let it through as well, because the problem is, they have cards like Itachi to stun my guy. They have cards like EX Sasuke, which doesn't have here, but EX Sasuke, which can kill things. So, they could have... Yeah... I think this was not good enough value for them for me to Lightning Blade here. I think Lightning Blading was wrong, and there was a better chance I could have saved it for. Because I saw that Ino Shikacho was coming, and I was like, oh, that's so strong, but I don't think it's worth it because it's not a great value Chidori for him anyways, and they have so many options like EX Sasuke and Itachi to stun down. I think I should have let it through. Because now they just stunned me down anyways. Granted, I still have a bunch of value. And he has the Orochimaru. It's so weird that he went for the Chidori even though he had the Orochimaru. That feels weird to me. And yeah, now I get the second Ino. And I wonder... Should I be passive here? Should I maybe not even attack? There's an argument to not attacking and just waiting until I can do... Because I have two Inos. The problem is, he could play EX Sasuke. And I have no answer to that. I do have two Inos, so if he destroys one, I play another. But if he destroys Shikamaru, I don't play another. I feel like if I'm facing against another Naruto, it makes sense to hold for multiple Inos. But if I'm facing against Sasuke, they could just EX Sasuke me and ruin my combo, right? Minato not being able to attack this turn kind of sucked. Because ideally I could clear the 6-6. I went face. I had no protection. And I just decided to do it anyways. And he had it, unfortunately. Is there a better order I could have done this in? Hold on. Could I have summoned this, got rid of the Minato, summoned the Minato again? I mean, that might have... no, it's not like I wanted to kill my Minato. No, there's not really a better order. The problem is if Minato attacks first, you can do it over Minato to prevent a good double value, but there was just no way to avoid good double value here. So Shikamaru may have wanted to kill this Itachi. Hitting face here was maybe too greedy, because the Itachi's doing 3 damage to me. I'm like, oh, I have the Hinatos. They're going to get use. But, like, sure, they're going to get use. But this is still, like, not super great value on his face. He's not low enough. I think I should have valued killing the Itachi. That was probably a mistake. Or I could have killed the Itachi here. Either one. Now he has 2 Koto Akamatsus. And that's right, I lost this because he ends up summoning a giant boar with 2 Kotos. And it was just hard to beat that. Whereas if I had, on the previous turn, attacked into his Itachi, that would have helped a good bit. It might have made the difference. Yeah, he sees 2 Kotos and he's just going super aggressive here. And even if I had blocked this out, maybe I should have, because if he Kotos here, he's locking himself out for next turn. Yeah, and now he's just making such a big board. Wait, hold on. I did go for it. I was thinking I didn't go for it. I did go for it. I think it's correct to go for it. I thought for some reason I didn't. And then he only has 1, and then I lose because he just makes a giant board, and I don't really have a counter for it. And earlier in the game, I used that lightning blade on... If I had kept that lightning blade to counter his Koto, that might have saved me the game here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then, I guess if we look at the last one. What's his hand look like here? Interesting. This time he goes first, and he does set his cards. Oh, I guess because Jugo is important. That's fair. I wonder if even summoning Ino is correct here, or you just think, I'm just going to wait to Rasengan this. Granted, you don't have backup if he tries to, like, Koto your Rasengan. And you have other things. And of course, Isuigetsu's. I'm Chojiing with the idea that I can attack his guy next turn. Of course, I don't know that he has the EX Sasuke. And of course, if he has the EX Sasuke, he's going to play it, right? Because he doesn't want to die to Ino Shikacho. But it just kind of removes my ability to use the Choji for what I wanted to use it for. So is Chojiing here wrong? Because I have Ino, it probably was. It telegraphs Ino Shikacho, which I didn't even have. But it meant he was, of course, going to go into EX Sasuke. And that's going to remove the point of why I Choji'd. I think that was premature. Maybe I should have waited for him to attack with the later Sasuke to Choji. If at all. Maybe I was supposed to hold on the Choji, because I ended up getting no value from the Choji. I probably should have held on the Choji. Because he still had his summon card for the turn. It was already a big enough board that I was probably going to Rasengan next turn. Yeah. And does he have... Yeah. Now he's a little bricked up. He saves his guy, but he's still getting mostly... And yeah, he saves his guy that I can attack into. Which is, I understand that it's a strong card, but if he doesn't do that, then I can't clear. And I'm lower on life, so I'm incentivized to clear. Was this correct? Was it correct for me to go for this play? Because I did this because I saw he had no back row, but this is premature, right? This isn't going to give me lethal. Whenever I play Gamma Bunta, I can get lethal. And, I mean, not necessarily. The idea is he has no back row to stop this, which is nice, but it's not much. And I have no protection if he decides to Shidori me. I think this was an overcommit. Because I have no Shidori to protect if he, you know, does that. Granted, I see that he has no back row now. It's possible he's holding a Shidori in his hand, but he probably wouldn't do that, and he didn't do that. So that might have been an overcommit. Though... he doesn't... I don't end up getting punished for my play. So maybe it was fine. That seems, like, really early. Like, against Sasuke, you're more likely to run into situations where you just kind of have to use this on one thing. But against... especially because he still has a full 12 life. And I still have my normal summon, so if I want to go into an EX Naruto string, I can. Against Naruto, because of their Renatos and their rush, you're more likely to run into situations where you can deal with their stuff. Where you can do two at once because of Minato rushing in. So I think you want to save for that, usually. And he gets another one. Of course he does. He takes the 3. And then I go for the 2 here. Could I have played around this? I could have, well, it's the same damage regardless. Because if I Jiraiya... Because the thing is that if I don't do this, the idea of playing around it would be like play the Choji, and then summon over the... It's not really possible because this EX Naruto needs to tribute over 2. Gamma Bunta tributes over 1. It's more possible to play around it because you just attack 1 and then you can play around the Orochimaru or the Jiraiya they have set. But with EX Naruto, it's harder because it needs 2. Why didn't I not just use Rasengan? Oh, I didn't use Rasengan because I already attacked, partially. But also, if I Rasengan, like with no follow-up, is just kind of weird. Does that make sense? Because it just, I was like, his board will probably get bigger, and that's why I didn't want to Rasengan. And also, not Rasenganing means I get to attack this turn. I think that makes sense. But I could also see Rasenganing. It's so weird with just a lone Jugo, right? It's so weird. And yeah, now I have the Shikamaru, so I'm more willing to commit. Because in the last turn, I'm like, well, for starters, I don't want to get board wipe myself. But second of all, I didn't want to play a body and get potentially killed by a Sasuke. But here I have 2 protections, so I'm more, like, willing to take a gamble on it. He summons the Itachi. I do have the Choji, so I think that even if he went for the board wipe instead, I could have made it work. Yeah, he just sets double board wipe. He didn't have any prevention. But yeah, even if he destroyed this with a board wipe, I still would have just been able to summon a Naruto and Choji it. But anyways. I wonder if you go into the tournament mode, what does it say? It's like still ongoing, right? Or is it currently 12 of 32 players open, live now? Open. Registered players, 12 of 32. There's definitely some familiar names in here. Giant Boss is currently winning. I recognize them. Huh. Okay. Let's do some more? Or am I good for now? I just had one big 3-for-1. I'm good to do some more. Do I want to switch to Sasuke or keep using Naruto? I think for all of today, if I do another stream with this at some point, I might do Sasuke. I think for now I want to do more Naruto. Oh yeah, let's switch up the music. What my plan with the music is that I have like battle music, and then I have like just chilling and looking at replays music. I don't know. If the sim ever gets its own like music, I might just go with that. But yeah, this is some... Yeah, this is an awkward hand. I'll keep it. It could get worse. It's only got one form of protection, but it has a lightning blade, and it has an EX Naruto. So I gotta remember, if the opponent goes first and sets nothing, it doesn't mean they bricked. It means they could be holding their cards. That is a thing they are allowed to do that they can do, even. Okay, they have 2 face-down cards. Oh, that's a bad draw. That is a bad draw. Okay, well, we'll set our cards. We just have to hope they don't Sakura us, because that'd be real bad. Hopefully the later turns fix our draw, because that was bad. This is too many normal summons. Maybe I should have considered mulliganing that harder. But you want to be careful with Naruto, because you could mulligan your hand and get worse. That was just a case of I drew 2 vanillas at once. And what are you going to do about that, right? As Sasuke, you can mitigate that. As Naruto, you draw the vanillas. You're playing vanillas. Since I've dropped 0 frames, that's crazy. Historically, I've had, like, problems with dropping frames when going live, but, I don't think much has changed in terms of stuff, but... Okay. Manda. He's going wide. So this would be when I would board wipe if I have a board wipe to board wipe with. But I see they're a low-rated player. I would not have monded there because they're opening themselves up to a board wipe, but maybe they have a lot of protection. I mean, they might have like Koto, like double Koto. I don't have a punish in my hand though. So I'm probably just going to get screwed because they went wide and I had no punish. Let's see. We'll set the Choji, though it's probably not going to help. We'll attack. He's thinking about it. 4 back row. My back row aren't super real. I think I just play the Jiraiya here. I mean, yeah, because I don't really want to run into... I don't want to play the Minato and attack, only for him to, like, I don't know, like, use one of the traps. And it also opens them up to attacks later, whereas I want to be able to build up to this if possible, so I'd rather just summon a Jiraiya. We're in a, you know, this is a pretty dire situation. We do have the Jiraiya trap to try to reverse things around. They're resolving Sasuke Uchiha NO12? Are you Sasuke Uchiha NO12? Oh, you are. Because this is like Naruto NO01. I thought he was like NO02. But I guess it's like there's 11... Oh, I see. There's 11 Naruto starter deck cards and then 11 Sasuke starter deck cards. I guess that's the idea. I should probably Choji him, but I'll wait. Yeah, we'll do that. Fire style, Toad Flame Bomb! He's gonna Koto that. This is such a... I have to Lightning Blade. Lightning Blading this means I take damage is the problem. And so I'm taking damage anyways. And I can probably just clear the bodies on my turn. I'm gonna let him Koto. It's so bad to negate a negate in this game, unless it's like crucial. Problem is that, I mean, he's still, if he has EX Sasuke, he still wins anyways. But I think I have to get Choji in play, so I can clear some of his stuff next turn. Oh, I probably should have waited to play the Choji. I know he's going to attack my face, right? Because he can't resolve his chakra. But granted, it's not like this can really get... I should have waited because I should have kept him scared. Oh, he just did it right now. Who's he going to target? Also, I can't use... I realized I can't use my Kakashi anymore. Maybe I was supposed to... Damn. Because I can't use my Kakashi anymore, that's actually really bad. Maybe I was supposed to Kakashi because... But I want him to be clucked up on chakra, right? It's just so hard to take advantage of. We did get some stuff to do removal, but we're going to have to trade into his board. Because let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We couldn't win this turn anyways. How much of his board do we trade into? Because not getting any damage on face sounds bad. I can use a Minato to, because we have to, like, clear everything. We'll start with this. He's gonna Karin, that's whatever, it doesn't matter. We have to block everything. But we have, like, no time. So we also need to be doing face damage, or we're gonna lose, right? But we do have to block everything. I think this game is just lost, but... yeah, we have to block everything. So I'm just gonna throw the 6-6 into the 6-6. Even though I don't want to. And he lets it through. That's really surprising. Okay. Now we have to go for the... do we go for the EX Naruto? I mean, yeah, it gets value. So, might as well, right? Set this. Set this. And then, we're going to refresh our chakra anyways. So is there a way to keep the Minato in play? Do we want to keep the Minato? No, we contribute over the Minato in this and then keep the Naruto. So, we'll summon. And then this is such a late game scenario. No, it's fine to get one of these. Because sometimes you want to get the EX Naruto just because it's such a late game scenario. It is such a late game scenario. Like, I need to win fast now. But I also wouldn't mind drawing one. But I don't want to draw the vanillas. Alright. I already summoned, and I have to refresh my chakra, so... obviously, we have to play 8 trigrams here. He plays the Kota Atamatsu, and then that's the game, right? No, it's not. Yes, it is. That's the game, because if I play this, then it means he still has 2 attacks. So I'll go out on my own terms. You can't kill me. I already killed myself. Oh, he's not going to let me go out on my own terms. Okay. Alright. That was just a case, I think, of he overextended and I had no punish. I don't think there's much more to it than that, right? But let me check anyways. Was this a bad hand keep? I didn't have that much... I had one way to prevent my opponent from attacking. But I also had a Lightning Blade. I don't think the hand keep is terrible. I think there's better keeps, but I don't think it's terrible. But I got really bad luck on the draw being 2 normals. So I think it was less so a bad keep and more so just really bad luck on the draw. Not that the keep was an amazing keep, but like sometimes you have to keep okay hands so you don't mold the terrible hands, right? But it became terrible because my draw was bad. And yeah, and on this turn, I'm like, I need board wipe now, and I don't get it. Is it worth it to play Choji here? Just to get in some more value right away? Because at least that way, I'm incentivizing my opponent to attack my stuff instead. But there's just no extra value in doing that. maybe incentivizing my opponent to attack my stuff. It's not going to give me that much, though. It's like one attack. And this is already one attack. I don't think it changes anything. I should have maybe Lightning Blade here, because if I had done math, I could have seen that if he attacks with everything this turn, I go down to 2, which means my Lightning Blade becomes useless. Granted, he ended up having double Koto later, and he already has a Koto here, so he just triple Koto'd me. So the fact that I used the Lightning Blade, that I saved it, didn't matter, but I suppose if I had read that, I should have used the Lightning Blade here. And would he have had a response? Yes, he would have! What the fuck is that? I was saying, oh, he overextended and didn't get punished. No, overextending was fine for him. What kind of Exodia-ass hand is that? 4 Kotos. Are you joking me? Yeah, I was never gonna win that game. Okay. Sometimes that just happens. Okay. I realized that I didn't actually change the music. I was gonna change the music to the whatever. I'm looking at my drop frames and there's like none. That's great. I'm surprised. Maybe streaming to YouTube is better than streaming to Twitch. Because back when I was streaming on Twitch, not much has changed. Back when I was streaming to Twitch, I had issues a lot. There's been like no issues. So that's pretty crazy. I'm just gonna switch because I was on that the whole time. Professional streamer here, by which I mean not at all professional. Actually not in the slightest professional. Let me double check that like nobody's in chat. Like I don't think anybody's in chat, but I want to check that like my chat just isn't showing. Okay, it isn't. I'm just making sure. And that's fine. That's okay. I'm by my lonesome and that's fine. Okay. Do I want to keep going, or am I fine for now? I think I'm fine for now. This was interesting. This was an interesting experience. I wanted to try doing this and see how it would go. I guess one thing I'm impressed by is that I still haven't really dropped any frames this whole time, which is exciting. But, yeah. If I do this again, then I'll do it again. If I don't, then I'll don't. If I don't, then I'll don't. That sounds about right. Yeah. If I do it again, I'll probably play Sasuke next time. Which I normally play more in ranked anyways, which is why I wanted to take this opportunity to play Naruto. But, yeah. Bye-bye.